Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on issue 1 of Beast Wars Transformers, issue number 1, The Ascending. Now, The Ascending is meant to be the sequel series to Beast Wars The Gathering, showing what happened after the events of Beast Wars, as well as showing what happened after the events of The Gathering. And the cover mainly has characters like Leo Prime, also Grimlock and Polar Claw and all that getting ready for action. And let's get on the story. It starts off with Magmatron now stuck in limbo due to the events with the Transwarp stunt due to Razor Beast, and says, "I am literally and figuratively out of time," and of course points out that he can't interfere with history or anything, and can only react to what's going on. And of course, even sees the potential threat known as Shockract, who was meant to be a BotCon toy during the 90s run of the Beast Wars BotCon stuff. And of course, we see how Razor Beast, even like Wolfang and that, are waiting for the signal for basically help in that. And we see that Wolfang says, "Even if that's the case, Razor Beast, it changes nothing. We stopped Magmatron, weighed his plans to return to Cybertron with an army of reformatted Predacons. We won. It's our destiny to remain here on Earth. Past, so be it." And of course, we kind of see how Grimlock and that is snooping around, looking for any dangerous Predacons. And we see how Manterra and that are waiting for the time to strike. But of course, we see how Grimlock steps on one of them and says, "Snapper, oops, should have looked where I was dreading, my bad." And of course, we see how one of them tries to basically flee. And we see how Manterra gives the signal to activate the bombs, which blows up everywhere. And of course, we see how Prowl, Razor Beast, and Wolfang get ready to sort of take cover. And of course, we see other Predacons and that, like Buzzsaw, Razorback, as well as Injector, getting ready to take on. And them saying, "Open fire! Flying engage!" And of course, we see how Razor Beast and the others have to try and take on whatever threats there are. And of course, we see that the Predacons are about to get an easy advantage until one of them, Talker, ends up throwing them away. And we see how Ravage enters in, tries to find a way to get back into place to find Megatron, and says it's lost, but realizes he can't interfere with things. And we kind of see how Razor Beast and Ravage duke out, and we see Ravage saying, "You may be willing to stand yourself forever in this Primus Forsaken era, but I am not." And of course, we find out from Ravage that the Beast Wars are over, Megatron's lost, and Optimus and that are heading back to Earth now. But we see how Ravage's plan is to free Megatron and wipe out the Maximals still on the planet. And we see Razor Beast saying, "Two things. One, you're really fond of your own voice. And two, you're not the only one with a stealth feature. Snow!" And we see Snow basically biting down Ravage's tail, and we see him taking him down. And of course, we see how they plan to set up the next signal, and we see how Magmatron sees what's going on and decides to come up with a plan. And of course, we see how Wolfang and the others gather up what's left and try and get out quickly. And we see how Snow sends the signal, and how Magmatron sends it back to Cybertron, where we're introduced to the Beast Wars Neos cast with 2Kick saying, Hey, hold up! Something's coming in. It's faint, but..." And of course, we see how they find out it's Razor Beast and let Leo Prime know, who says, where? Earth, but it's more of a matter of when. The signal we received came for a Transwarp booster channel. Murkkick, gather the pack, and Drillnut, fire up the Transwarp cruiser. And of course, we see how on another part of Cybertron, we see how 3 unknown Transformers show up, and of course this sets up much like the events of Beast Wars Neo, with the whole kind of Apostles of Unicron, and see Shockrat coming out of the chamber. And yeah, this is the story. So in my opinion, issue 1 is pretty good. I think it builds up to basically the after effects of the season final of Beast Wars, and of course we see how Ravage is desperately going to try and free Megatron, and we are introduced to more characters from Beast Wars Neo, which I think was a little too unnecessary, but I think the story still deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.